Hi everyone, Lisa Davies here and Law of Attraction Masterclass. So I just wanted to drop it in actually on a video because something's sprung to mind regarding eating and putting on weight. So one of the questions yesterday was around when I eat I feel better, but because of eating to feel better I'm putting on weight. And so one of the ways that you can come at this is actually acknowledging what the universe is giving you. So the universe is giving you, I feel better when I eat. You know, my emotional state is better when I eat. So that's, just say, okay, that's okay. That's okay because you feel better, so that's okay. So then you can go on and you can ask another question. So you could go like, so what else could I do that would make me feel better? What activity could I engage in that would make me feel better? So you can actually start with exactly what the problem is and move on to something very, very different, but because you're on the same plane of thinking, okay, you're going to be able to shift. What tends to happen in our educational systems, in our institutions, is we tend to learn in a very vertical manner. So we think about going up and think we going about down the scale, up and down the scale, but actually it can be really helpful to get to solutions by thinking more laterally. So if you just say, this is how I'm feeling right now and this is what I'm doing to compensate that, what is another way that I could do, what behaviour could I do that would give me the same result, the same outcome of feeling better? So for some people they might say, I like a nice walk. Other people might say, I like a picnic. So you might say, I want to watch a movie, might want to read a book. So one of the things I was going through recently that I decided to do was, I love learning, and I'm not really that good at reading books. I tend to get my conscious mind a bit tied up about it. So I know, actually instead of a chocolate bar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to a book. And either way, you're being completely and utterly selfish. You're being selfish in consuming something into your gut, and you're being entirely selfish by consuming things into your mind. One may seem to take up more time than another. You have to question how worth that time you are, okay? And you don't even have to leave the house. There's no excuses. There's no problems with, you know, the children or your mother or whatever needing to be cared for. You can actually do that. So that's a good way to look at different ways of how can I give myself something instead of the thing that's actually having a bad outcome. So don't worry about the fact that it makes you fat, because are you going to get fat from a book? Are you going to get fat, even if it's like, oh, I love, you know, I must say I'm not a fan of gaming, but if that really gets you going and you get totally involved in that, and it means you don't eat to do that, but you get all really high good emotions about doing that, do that. So it's all about how can I access feeling better. So that's my tip on focusing on weight and weight loss, is looking at how you can feel better without changing anything to do with the weight loss. You're just asking yourself a different question so you can think more horizontally than vertically. And the more you practice that, the better you will get at that, and you'll be able to do that in all sorts of thinking, in all sorts of problem areas, whether that's work, at home, in the car, crisis situations, to intimate situations. So I hope that's a good starter for you today, and any feedback would be absolutely great, and keep the questions coming, because that gives me the opportunity to give you answers, and the more answers I give, the more answers I get later on in my head, and the more it keeps flowing. So it's a cycle. So as I empty out, so it has to fill up again. As I empty out, so it has to fill up again, and so you can get more and more information, and it'll just start flooding through, which is why I haven't really slept until for a couple of hours during the night. So there we go. Have a great day.